All right, hello everyone. My name is Sean Laffey. Today I'm going to be solving this Ocean City water park problem for my professional video here. Basic info here is the equipment's $8 million, additional $475,000 installation costs, 6-year life expectancy, 7-year maker's class life, averaging about 150 rides a day with about 35 riders, that going for 120 days a year. First year ticket price about $525, increasing by 4% a year. And then the variable cost per rider is going to be $165, total fixed cost $525K. After 6 years, ride will be dismantled at a cost of 270 or 245,000, excuse me. And the parts will be sold for 600,000. Weighted average cost of capital 8.5% and marginal tax rate 25%. Initial outlay is going to be calculated NPV, IRR, MIRR, acceptable or not. And then data table with NPV, IRR, MIRR makers, classes of 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years. Conclusion. Profitability, and then using goal seek at the end to find the minimum ticket price that should be charged in the first year. So I'm going to work through this as quick as I possibly can here today. I've worked through it several times already, and it has been taking me a very decent amount of time. So I'm going to kind of just start off just inputting everything for my note with the problem here. But yeah, I'm going to just try and let my inputs do most of the talking and just explain where I see fit. And another thing is I'm not going to be formatting it or making it look nice essentially until the end. I really just want to focus on the content and getting that done as quick as possible here. Really just trying to work quick. 300 million. That from the problem was 475,000. Oops. This how much cost was, yeah, 600,000, I believe. And the whack, and average cost of capital. Okay. Yeah, first thing we're gonna do after all the inputs. Sorry that took so long. Getting just straight into the maker's depreciation factor. And we're just gonna use the if function right here. And then it's going to be maker's class 6 or 7 less than or equal to, so the period was 10. And then the next thing we have up is the initial outlay. Oh my gosh, my visual was not working there. I don't know if this is demonstrating on the Zoom, but my Excel doesn't. Oh, this is not good. It's like my mouse and inputs don't seem to be synced. I almost have to click lower. I don't know if it's showing this on the Zoom, but I'll try and work through it. Sorry. Oh, this is unfortunate. Okay. It's like I have to click lower than. No, it works. Okay. Sorry, my computer. But yeah, I found a way to work with the depreciation schedule here. And we're just going to list out the years. Yeah, next thing we have to do, I believe, is makers and percent. And then after that, I believe just depreciation. The VDB. And then for this, we're going to need a if error. Essentially just for the end. Worked through this before. And then what was it? Total. It's going to be 0. We need to reference makers class 0. And then min 6 again. Need to reference the factor of 2. Block that as well. And then false. And 0. Cool. So that should work. And then the next line is going to be very similar, but just a couple things change. And then this is honestly probably the most complicated part of the whole problem to complete that I found after going through it a couple times. But once you kind of get used to doing it, it's not horrible. Almost forgot. So min, yeah, 0.56. Actually, no, I'm just going to start this one over. Sorry. So yeah, for the C28, it's going to be, yeah, same thing, if error. ADB. And that was, yeah, 0. Reference that. Oops. Six absolute reference, 0. Min. And then it's going to be the min of 0.5. Makers class. And then, yeah, I need to reference the factor, that's right. And then after you reference the factor, it should just be false. Not sure which ones I messed up. Let me retry it one last time. So I'm not sure. I've made the first one correct because I've worked through this before. But I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to think what I'm doing wrong. Whatever, let's give it one last go. I can always restart. Trying to work through this very quickly, unfortunately. It's just not going my way. 0. Yeah, maker's class, that's right. And then it was min of 0.5. The first one, that's what we're on. So, oh, that's a major typo. 0.5, V6. And the second part is min 1.5. Not with a comma, but that. B6, B6. Oh my goodness. Right there. Okay, there we go. 115 B6. Of the factor reference. False. Okay, there we go. I believe this is right. I'm just gonna double check. That's what I did it from earlier. Yeah, there we go. So we have the right numbers. And then now we're good. So I can just paste this over, and then all I really need to do here, I believe, was just make this 1.5 and then 2.5. And then, yeah, there we go. So this will essentially do the depreciation for us. Apologies for the time on that. But we're going to work through it. We're going to get this finished very quickly. The rest of it, it's quite not as hard as that part. Not quite as hard. That'll just end up being the same. And then, yeah, now what we can do after we have the depreciation kind of values there is kind of work backward now and then get the percents here. So all I really need to do is reference that, and then we can just drag this across, I believe, and then this will get us all our percents. I can just format this now. And then kind of while we're here, fix all this. Just get this put in dollars. And then we could also do the percents as well while we're here. Formatting everything really quickly. But yeah, so that's definitely the toughest part done there. And then now what we got to do is get the cash flows pro forma. So make it the year. And then from there, all we need to do is the total rides. And then the formula to get the total rides is just going to be coming up here, taking the rides per day. So we have that. The riders a day. And then multiplying that by, oops. Well, I've messed this up, haven't I? Yeah, by that. And then rides per season. And it should just be, yeah, 63,000 or 630,000. The comma. And then, yeah, for 33. Now we're just working through the ticket price. So ticket price is just going to be this number here. And then we could also do kind of like the growth rate here. So it's going to just be this. We're kind of assuming the ticket price is going to be growing. So why wouldn't it? So yeah, ticket price each year is going to go up, and then we can just drag this. So by the end of it, it's going to be about $6, a little bit over $1 more than when it started. And then now to calculate revenue. Next part here is just going to be just that times the ticket price, essentially. Just bring this across. Make it look nice with the comma. Actually, we need to be in dollars now. But yeah, so revenue numbers there. And then next up, variable costs. This will also be changing. But yeah, all we need is total rides. And then multiply that by variable cost per rider. Absolute reference. And then we just bring this across. It'll just be the same every year. And then, wrong way. Oh, someone's coming. But yeah, fixed costs next. And then this will just be every single year will be the same. So we'll just absolutely reference that. And bring it across all the way. And then, yeah, next up, what we have to do is find EBITDA, earnings before tax depreciation, amortization. And then pretty simple, just revenue minus variable costs minus, excuse me, fixed costs, and then not referencing there. That way we can bring it across for all of them to find EBITDA every year. And then depreciation. The next row here, we're just gonna kind of, what row is it? This one. So we're just gonna get our value from that. Pass across. And then next up, EBIT. And then this one is really, really simple. Just take that, subtract by that. No. It's clicked. A quick little save. And then, yeah, next up after that, we just gotta find the tax. We'll capitalize this. But yeah, tax next up is just the EBIT times the tax rate. And then the tax rate, we're gonna absolute reference again. And then, yeah, tax rate for each year will come out right there. And then next up, all we need to do is find the net income. And then for net income, pretty simple. All you really need to do, depreciation minus tax, or excuse me, yeah, not that, EBIT minus tax, and bring that across for each year. Excuse me. See, 1 year comes out negative there, and then operating cash flow, also known as after-tax cash flow, ATCF. It's gonna be the same thing. So we're just gonna take net income here, and add in the depreciation. Bring that across, and then yeah, so that's kind of that sheet made. And then next up, what we're gonna need to do is do the terminal cash flow, which is also just year 6. Make sure all this is big enough. There we are. So what we're gonna need there is salvage value to find this, and then salvage value was back up here somewhere. Yeah, right here, 600,000. And then next up, what we need is book value at year 6. So book value at year 6 is going to be this number here, total depreciable basis, minus the sum here of, what was it? What row is it in? Yeah, all this. Oops, I selected the wrong row. We could close that up. So yeah, book value at the end of year 6 should be that. And then gain or loss total is just going to be super simple. It's actually going to come out negative here in this problem found after working through it before. And then that'll get you the after-tax salvage, if I can talk. That'll get you the after-tax salvage value. Is it the gain or the loss? Oh, wait, no, I've skipped a step, I recall. So the after-tax salvage value will come down later. I almost forgot here, tax, or gain tax, I guess you can call it. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the gain tax, and then that will be this here just times the tax rate, which is right there. And then, yeah, there we go. So now, yeah, I was looking for something to subtract. I knew I missed something. So, yeah, it's B45 right here. Just click it, I guess. Sweet. I'll get you that. And then after tax, dismantle cost. This will turn out, so we're gonna have to take this first number from up here and then actually kind of flip it negative, I believe, for this problem. And then once we flipped it negative, all we need to do there is just multiply it by 1 minus the tax rate. And then that will give us our overall dismantle costs at the end here. So after we found that, We only have like one more line, and that is to just calculate the terminal cash flow. Yeah, at year 6, and then that's just going to be the addition of the after-tax salvage minus the dismantle, or plus the negative dismantle, I guess you could say, getting us this at the end. And then, yeah, just going back to the problem here. Next thing we're going to do is get the overall cash flow kind of from the problem. So, oh my goodness, my cursor is broke. Oh no. It's like 5 cells off. Okay. I don't know if Zoom is causing this or not, but I'll work through it. It fixed itself last time, right? So, yeah, it's like 5 cells off. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I can still build the model. I'll figure it out. I don't know. Let me try backing in and out of my program here. Okay, that's fixed it. Thank God. Bless the Lord. Um, anyways, back to this part of the problem. Actually, no, this needs to be negative total cash flow. And then from here, all we need is the operating cash flow. And then I believe we start with year 1, yeah, even though we're in year 2. And that way we can share it across. And then, yeah, from there. Oh, yeah, that's right. The ending here will actually switch up. It'll just be was it G42? And then we're gonna just add that with terminal cash flow. And then yeah, that would kind of be the ending number there. Total cash flow. And then yeah, breaking it down now to the MPV section of it. Oh my gosh, we're at 22 minutes. I'm gonna hurry as much as I can. We've had some difficulties, but I want to do this one take. Okay. And then we need to add back in the original starting number. That doesn't look right. I think it actually is right. Oh no, I'm getting a mistake with this number. That's why. Okay. And then, so yeah, that's the NPV net present value, the short rate of return here. Have I missed something? No, not sure. Oh, I think maybe I have. Or have I? Let's think. So F. I think I'm one off. I think that's why. Because yeah, this one will just be. Uh, which one? This would be F54. Oops. Is this right? No. 54. Equal to. So then G54 would be. Yeah, F42. Okay. And then the final section, that's where we would take the number. Yeah, okay. That would make more sense. I knew I was like a year off. Something did not look right. Okay. But yeah, back here now with the IRR. Yeah, because then we should add in. Um, yeah, that's right. Okay, we shouldn't add it in. We should just include it. Or, I mean, it wouldn't matter. And then that'll give us the IRR. And then to get the full number, bring it out. Yeah, 9.72. Because I remember that'll match up. Sorry. Okay. And then we need to include B16. Salvage cost twice. Function. What have I messed up? Oh, I clicked the wrong. Yeah, I did not include the. Wait, what have I messed up here? Whoops, that is not it. Okay, start over. Yeah, our function. Work through this. And then, oh yeah, I might have closed it before. That could be an issue. Just click it. That's right. Okay, perfect. These functions are not easy. But I think this genuinely is the best kind of problem. So do the what if now with the overall kind of data table. Excuse me. Um, yeah, we can just start off here. This would have to equal. This would equal. Yeah, closing in on about half an hour here. I need to really kind of kick in the gear, but excuse me. I don't think I have an input there yet. Remember. And then yeah, what was it? 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, I believe. And then yeah, from there we can make the data table. Oh, should be here. That's what's off. Yeah. And then starting with this, you can go into the data table, make a what if analysis with the data table, and then column input cell. You just need to go back to makers class, absolute reference, and then yeah, perfect. This will get us all this, and then this tab we can just flip. Let's get my back. Oh my god. In percents. That's not good. Striking pain. And then just make this into dollars. Back in percents again. And yeah, now we need to do the goal seek here to kind of cap off a section of it. So I just call it goal seek. Year one ticket. I guess yeah, year one ticket price with NPV of 0. Just kind of whatever you want to call it here. And 71. Solve ticket price. Here's was it B6? Oh, B10, 525. So, but yeah, pretty simple here. Oh my goodness. Do not crash on me now. Data, what if analysis, and then goal seek, and then I believe it was, yeah, MPV is what we need to select. Does not need to be absolute. Oh Lord, no, no, no. Yeah, there we go. And then change it to value 0, and then this is going to be when you change cell B10, and then from there, it looks like it should be 587. That's the total there, and then so we change all the data kind of all the way through the bottom, and then simply all we need to do to kind of fix it is just switch it back to 525, and then this will affect all the operating cash flows that we kind of ended off with here. But yeah, now that's all the content done, and then now just to kind of fix the format of it. I'll do this now really quickly, as quick as I can if you want to stay along. Um, but yeah, really want to kind of just make it look good at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of just sit quiet here and take some time to organize it for kind of what I would do to prepare it if I were to actually present this. Because the current state with it all kind of bare bones, not formatted, doesn't look very good. So kind of got all the content done in about half an hour, but I'm gonna really kind of lock in here and make it look good. Cool. Well, yeah, that's effectively the kind of demonstration here done. And then, yeah, just going back to the problem, kind of really answered everything. So we got the initial outlay, kind of here at the top. And then, oh my God, I thought I just started my video. The cash flows, we got the NPV, IRR, MIRR. Where was that? Yeah, kind of all right here on these bottom, like kind of 50 rows. And then the data table, right down here. And then the end with the goal seek, that was the last step. Honestly, maybe the shortest step as well. Yes, of course. But yeah, ticket price we found, I believe, was 587 there through this model. So yeah, hopefully my video kind of hit all the points well, building this model from scratch. Again, it took a little bit longer than I would have liked, unfortunately. I really did get kind of caught up with the depreciation model because I didn't want to just input the numbers straight in from the IRS, and I didn't want to use, I believe there's a FAME function that could have helped as well. But those have been permitted in the past or not, or disallowed. So I decided to find a solution to make it to where I can do this problem in a way that I think was effective and as quick as I could, at least. So hopefully this kind of in-depth from scratch presentation here as well. And yeah, I'll have this submitted Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.